Hey, we just made some new friends. It was pretty cool. Let me tell you real quick how this happened. If you're looking for a place to stay for free overnight in Anchorage and you're using your apps on your smartphone, you're not going to find too many places. And so what happens is everybody ends up going to Cabela's parking lot. And so that's where we were, and there was like a van community going on, and we met some new friends.
And one of our new friends is Joni from the Galavan. Let me introduce you to her.
Hi, I'm Joni with the Galavan. This is the Galavan. The Galavan is a 2015 Freightliner Sprinter, 170 wheelbase, high roof, the medium length, so it's not the shortest Sprinter, it's not the longest Sprinter. I have been living in the Galavan for over 5 years now, and I love it. I met Tim and Shannon here in the parking lot of Cabela's. My favorite way to camp is boondocking, and that is generally BLM land or Forest Service land, Campendium, Free Roam, Seeker, and iOverlander, and freecampsites.net also all list a lot of the BLM spaces. The Galavan as a channel is all about helping women get on the road. I am really passionate about empowering women to jump into this lifestyle. I found so much enjoyment and so much freedom in van life and living in a van. I've been in the Galavan for 5 years now. August 23rd will be 5 years on the road, so as a full-time nomad. Have not had a home base, and I love it. When the pandemic happened, I didn't feel stuck. Like, I was able to be in my happy little bubble, be all safe, you know, hardly interacting with anybody, but my backyard, my front yard, all that changed all the time. And so I didn't feel like I was trapped in a space. And I want that freedom for other women. There are a lot of women around my age, so I'm 58. There are a lot of women who are finding themselves, you know, they've done everything that society has expected them to do up till now, and their kids are raised. They may be looking at retirement. Maybe they don't have the ability to retire. Maybe they feel a little trapped in a mortgage and expectations and, you know, volunteer commitments and things like that, and aren't feeling like they have a very fulfilling life at this point. And a lot of them are divorced and don't have the financial resources that they probably should have, and van life gives them a way to expand their life that living in a home or an apartment that they can't afford just doesn't. So that is a real driving force for what I'm doing with the Galavan, is to help women understand that it's approachable, it's something that they can actually do. I have a video of a 70-year-old woman who is full-time in a wheelchair, and she is a full-time van lifer. And there's this philosophy out there that I will do this until, right? As long as I'm able-bodied, I will do this. Well, my friend Corbett proves that anyone can do this. You just have to find the solutions. You know, there really is a solution to every problem, and I think that van life is a solution to a lot of women's issues.
This is so exciting. Joni has offered to show us her Galavan.
So, as I mentioned, the Galavan is a 2015 Freightliner Sprinter 170. I designed it. I had wanted to do a DIY build. I spent 5 years researching, and it turned out that I just didn't have a space to build it. I didn't have the tools or the skills or the strength to build it, and so I ended up hiring a tiny house builder to build out my design, my dream. So I've been in it for 5 years. I was researching for 5 years before that, so think 10 years ago van life is a lot different than today's van life. And so I was looking at pre-made Class B vans that were just not built very well at all. And so that was my point of comparison. And back then they started at $120,000. And new on the lot, the bathroom doors were falling off the hinges. So that was my starting point. The starting point today is so much more accessible. You can get a used van and you can do a very easy, very good DIY build. I do now think that I have the skills, the strength to do a good DIY build, but it wasn't what I was thinking back then. It was important for me to have space, like lounge space. So both of my front seats swivel, and I have room for 2 on the bench, and then 1 in front of the bed on my step up to the bed. The bench seat there's a file drawer in my bench, and then the other side is my toilet. Mine's very simple. I just use a oval mop bucket under a normal toilet seat, and then I just use pee bottles and a pee style. All right, I have a really big sink with a faucet. The faucet pulls out. I filter all my water through Berkey. To fill that, I just pull this out and reach it over. To use it, I have to unstrap it and bring it to the front of the counter. I am all electric. I have 400 watts of solar on the roof, and then 500 amp hours of lithium battery that charges with the solar panel. I can plug in, which I almost never need to, and it charges while I'm driving. Because I have so much solar, I am able to cook on an induction stove or an Instant Pot. One of the things about a custom built van or building your own van is you can measure the things that you need to store and then build your storage to that. So my drawers are based on what I needed to store. And this drawer is exactly the height that it needs to be for a Vitamix. And I joke that I have the most expensive Vitamix because I had to have 500 amp hours of lithium and a 3,000 watt inverter to power it. But this is also where the Instant Pot lives, the 3-quart Instant Pot. Really important to my build, I think, and one of my favorite things is the slam latches. So to open my drawers, I just lift the ring and it unlocks the drawer. To lock them back up, I just close the drawer. You could hear that really strong click. None of my drawers are gonna fly open when I am driving. And I don't have to think about, like, did I secure everything, because they're always secured. So my priorities for the van were to have a comfortable bed and all of my food with me wherever I go. So I have a latex mattress bed that's a full-on queen size going front to back. And then I have everything that I need to have really good healthy food with me everywhere I go. I have a really big fridge right here in front. It actually started as a drawer fridge that just pulled out and I could access from both sides, but this ends up being more efficient. This is a freezer that is regulated as a fridge. So under my bed in the front side is my closet. When I started out in van life, it was mostly clothes. Now it's mostly food. I tend to be a bit of a food hoarder, so that's a lot of food in there. And you can see very, very few clothes in there now. The rest of my clothes are all up in the open upper cabinets. I love this system. This is, I think, the best system for any kind of upper van storage is an upper cabinet with a lip and then bins, because nothing falls out and you can see everything. It's so easy to access. One of the things that I've added in the last couple of years is the magnetic screen. I really like this one. This one is for French doors because it has the gap in a different spot. So there's one that comes with the gap right here in the center, and then this one. And I don't know, this just seems to be in the right spot. One thing that you definitely want to have before you decide to drive to or from Alaska is your own squeegee. This is super important. You're gonna kill so many bugs on the way here, and you want to be able to see the gorgeous views.
Right.
Now I have not washed the van since I got to Alaska, so it's pretty crazy. So here's my garage area. It truly is my garage. It houses my bike. This is my alternate transportation. When I first started, I had a tiny little folding bike. I have had to modify the back for this bike because it's so much bigger. I just added wood along the edges to lift it up. My ladder used to be over here, but I needed all that space for the bike, so I had to move the ladder here, which required moving this box up. So just know that when things change, you can change your build out. You can change things and tweak them. I mean, we lifted this an inch. So, and these two boxes here are specifically so that my pillow doesn't fall down in my garage. Back here I've got storage. This is just the basic hoses and cords. So this, my gray tank is just has a normal garden hose attachment instead of a normal RV sewer hose. So that's what this one is. And then I've got my freshwater hose here and some shower curtains. And I also have cords for plugging in. Again, I don't even remember the last time I plugged in. It's been at least a year. And then this is my freshwater fill. I do have a 40-gallon freshwater tank, which means that I can be boondocking for 4 weeks. So, and this is my outdoor shower that you can tell just doesn't get a whole lot of use. It's a little hole-in-y. But very simply, I actually don't even attach it to anything. I just lay it here, and I put shower curtains with magnets around, and just turn it on and off as I need it. So it works really well. It's a really great shower head. And the cool thing about this particular European style diverter is that this is the on-off and this is the temperature. So you set the temperature and then it's just on and off here. And you don't have to waste so much water trying to figure out what your temperature is. Oh, nice. My map on the wall is a David Imus map. He is an award-winning National Geographic cartographer out of Eugene, Oregon. So this map is super cool. It has things actually on the map like Burning Man. So really interesting map. It's a really fun map to dream with, to just lay in bed and look at the different things and be like, oh, I want to go there. And then the black is just where the Galavan has been.
Joni, it was so much fun meeting you. Thank you for
too.
sharing your van with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for touring it, and thanks for also sharing your van.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to our subscribers looking at your van on my channel and my van on your channel.
Yeah, I know. Super serendipitous. Wasn't it so cool running into Joni?
Yes.
I just love what she's doing with the Galavan.
Me too. So like you heard Joni say, she did a van tour of us. You can see that on her channel. We're linking that in the description below, so be sure and check that out, and check out her channel as well.
And really, we can't say this enough, but we love hearing your comments.
Yeah.
So bring them on. Comments, questions, whatever you got for us.
We try to respond to everything we get, and sometimes it may take a day or so, but anything you say, we're going to try and get back to you.
If you like these videos, consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up.
Ring the little bell once you've subscribed, and then anytime we do something in the future, you will be notified. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.